Hello and welcome to Grim Survival and Shalom, all of my Shalomy homies. I really like it when Bear Independent says that, so I adopted it a bit. Can everybody see and hear? Oh, yep, we better behave. Mom and Pa are in the house. Hello, Homestead Oss. Shalom, Greg. How's it going, brother? Brother Greg. I thought I muted this phone, but I'm still, yeah. Why is it still making noise? Shut up, phones. They're so loud and obnoxious some days. Let's see who we got out here. Mrs. Prepping Plumber. I was told that we needed to keep an eye on Mrs. Prepping Plumber.
Uh-oh.
Rip Curl, how's it going? James Davis, Joe Morgan, get some sleep, man. What are you still doing up?
He's been up for like 3 days.
David Williams, OFC, how's it? OFC, I got your letter, man. Lady Catherine, I also got your letter. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I moved my camera back down because I did not like it sitting way up there and everybody calling me short. That was that's the only reason I moved back down. People kept calling me short. I'm not short. I'm not that tall, but I'm not that short. How tall are you, Grumpy?
6'4".
Yeah, you look a lot taller than me, and yeah, here we go. That better.
I'm actually sitting back a little bit, so.
So for anybody who doesn't know, this is the Grumpy Prepper right here. He looks more grumpy than he actually is, from what I'm told.
That's right. I am.
That's just the way I live right now. So if you haven't followed Grumpy Prepper, link is the second link in the description right under Grindstone Ministries. So please check that out. I need some cushions. I need a chair that doesn't sink. It's broken. It's leaning to one side. There's duct tape holding half of it together. I mean, it's horrible. It's a horrible chair. Hoodow, how's it going? Cat Lady Prepper 23 Meow. You just make me say that name every time you pop in here. Leslie, how's it going? Penny D. Tammy Lynn Styles. Is that your actual full name? Because I wouldn't recommend putting that on YouTube. Just my own personal recommendation there. Cryptic Wookie, how's it going? Sparky's Run. That sounds interesting. That's an interesting name. Sparky's Run.
That's different.
Yeah. I've never heard that one before, or said it at least. So how's it going?
It's going good this evening.
Yeah.
So a little rain today.
A little bit before the stream here, and would you like to tell everyone the story of how you became partially immobile?
A mosquito bite. That's what started it. Mosquito bite compounded into turned into West Nile virus, from West Nile virus to viral meningitis, and then into an autoimmune disorder called CIDP, which those three things attacked the base of my spine and stopped my ability to walk. But in the past year, I've gotten a lot better. A lot of muscle atrophy went into that, and I hadn't got the ability to walk back yet. It's getting a lot closer. Work on it every day. I have several good friends that I've made through the prepping community since I started my channel, that I have a lot of support. They get behind me and talk to me just about every day. And so I'm very blessed to have those people.
Yep, I have made quite a few new friends from the prepping community here on YouTube as well. Very glad to have made such new friends, and some of them I consider actual family. Not all of them, because some of them are just crazy. I'm looking at you, Hoot. I'm just messing with you, Hoot.
Yeah, I've got one of those that's on here right now too. Old Vester, I have to watch Vester with both eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see you out there, Vester. Why are we watching you with both eyes? You want to share that story?
Vester wants to get a little wild sometimes. You can't tell about Vester.
Uh-oh. Well, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? 5, 6? 5 or 6 mods out there right now. I have more mods than anybody else. I just make everybody a mod. Why not?
Yeah, well, that'll take care of us, but that'll be enough.
Out there right now. I have to shut up, computer. My computer's making noise. Sorry for the echo. I clicked the other button to check my sound, and yeah, for some reason it's not playing where it should be. That would explain a lot. I forgot to click the right button, so that doesn't mess anything up. And somebody
did you get in on all the snow? I'm sorry. I said, did you get all the snow?
I didn't get all of it. We've only gotten a couple inches here or there. There's probably an inch on the ground, maybe a little more in some areas, but not too much. You're down in Alabama, right?
Right. All we got was rain.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I don't think
you in Alabama, do you? That'd be interesting.
Well, we had it the other week, but we didn't. We had probably a couple of inches last week.
Yeah. Are you in northern Alabama?
No, in central Alabama.
Oh,
right outside. I'm about 60 miles from Tuscaloosa.
I've been through there. I see Prepper Nation is in the house. Don't worry, John. I know you came to hear that famous question that you love so much. We'll get there. Do you know that question?
Probably got something to do with spam, seeing as it's John.
It really does. We'll go there.
I think that's his favorite thing.
Yeah, that question or spam?
Both.
Or both. Yeah, maybe.
I think he said he doesn't eat spam, didn't he?
Oh, he eats it occasionally. From what I think it's occasionally he'll have it, but it's Angry Prepper that hates it with a passion.
I knew Angry Prepper did.
Yeah,
I told Angry Prepper we were gonna make him a honorary Southerner, since I think he would fit in.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah, I enjoy watching. He's not your typical New Yorker.
That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. I see somebody has the name Angry Gremlins in the house. Hello, Angry Gremlins. That's an interesting name. I wonder who's really behind that name. A few ideas pop into my head there. All right, so I got a questionnaire here that I used yesterday for the very first time. I'm going to try it again on you, so you get to be the number 2 test of my questions while I try to, pay attention to chat, not lose anything, try to remember where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. We got 94 in the stream watching. Could you please hit the thumbs up or thumbs down? They both do the same thing, so I don't care either way. And let's get started. I got you in the hot seat now.
All right. That works. I'm used to that.
How did you, or why did you start a YouTube channel of all things to do? I mean, yeah.
Well, part of it started off by being the fact that I'm a mobile. I actually have another channel that I deal with my tournament fishing. But I got started doing this because I enjoy relaying information that I find out. Knowledge is something that weighs nothing, and so much of prepping is knowledge. And then there's always somebody out there that wants to know a different take. So while I have time, I read, I research, and find the different ways of doing things, especially in my situation. And then I also enjoy the tinkering and making of new, I guess, tools or ways to do things.
Yeah.
So, it's just a good thing to do. To me, I enjoy it. I'm not like some that I'm not worried about the money aspect of it. Would I like to have 1,000 followers and everything and get where I could go live instead of doing live on the laptop like I have to do now? It'd be nice to be able to go mobile where I could do some other stuff when I'm outside.
I can tell you how to do that right now.
You can?
Yeah, you just
on
link
StreamYard?
your channel to StreamYard, and you can use it on your phone and go live right there.
Yeah, I had it. I'm not very tech savvy. That's the reason I don't have the different thumbnails and things on mine. They're all pretty generic. So, I was born in the 60s, so, you have to give me a break. I'm not quite, as tech savvy as the younger people.
Yeah. I was born with a computer in my hand, so I know pretty much.
I say you got it made.
Yeah,
I know enough to get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I can still get in trouble pretty well. Just watch my video I put out this morning. I mean, yeah, I had several people take that very seriously, which that was the funniest part to me, anyway. I don't know if
I do a lot of stuff. We'll say stuff for shock value. I will act rather, I wouldn't say off color, but different sometimes, just to be carrying on a joke.
Yeah.
That's the reason. I mean, people just think because of my size and whatnot, and I don't stand around smiling, that people think I'm grumpy. So that's where the name comes from. People always tell me, you look so grumpy. I was a deputy sheriff, and the sheriff that I worked for told me, well, you need to smile more. I'm like, why? I'm not here to smile at somebody that's possibly going to jail. You know, I'm here to protect and serve, not smile at people.
Yeah.
You want somebody walking around smiling, thinking, "Oh, he's gonna take care of me"? No, negative. It's not gonna happen. That was a fun time in my life, I guess.
So you do a catfishing tournament, you said?
Yeah, I did. I hadn't been able to get back in the boat since all this went on. Did a lot with on the Mississippi River and on the Tennessee River. All those, pretty much southeastern U.S. Well, that's been a big thing. I've done that for many years. Do that aspect of I enjoy teaching that to people, and then I can also pass it on to kids. And through sponsors that I had in that, I always made sure that kids were the first priority of anything. With sponsors giving you items to give away, I very seldom gave anything to adults. It was always give it to the kids, and the kids are worried the adults take them fishing. So then you get that family time together.
Oh yeah, fishing is a good family time. What is your favorite catfishing bait?
That would be a little fish called skipjack. Really? And most people don't know what that is. It's a freshwater herring.
Yeah.
And we catch those. Do what?
I said I know what that is.
You do?
I've done quite a bit of catfishing, but not on the Mississippi River. No.
Well, I'm not wild about the Mississippi River for the main reason is the barges. Yep. They're very dangerous.
I used to.
Then you've got the rock dikes. I have a few friends that really love it. I don't love it as much. I prefer the Tennessee River for the clear water. And when a lot of people think catfish, they're thinking about eating. We fish mainly for what we call trophy fish, and that's over 40 pounds. Yeah. So, I mean, I will do it for, I don't eat fish or catfish. It's not because I don't like them. I just don't particularly want to clean them and eat them. But I will catch a lot for people, and that's another one of those things that I do. When we go out, we'll bring fish back to people that want them that can't fish when I was able to fish.
Yeah, I won't eat catfish, though. It's not a part of my diet.
Yeah, I understand. No scales.
Yep, no scales and a bottom feeder.
I never understood that one, but
yeah. Well, if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, it's because of what it eats, and it's very. It could be very detrimental for your health.
Well, I would agree on that somewhat. It kind of depends on the area that you're catching them. They big a bottom feeder as we've always thought. But that's the reason behind skipjack. That's more of a live bait type fish, and the bigger fish they couldn't scavenge and do to get where they needed to be in size if they were just scavengers. Yeah. There are a lot that do scavenge only on the bottom. So I understand that, but it's a sport to me. I don't do it to eat. So that's that. I mean, grew up doing, and I just really enjoy it. People that want to, that's fine. That's kind of like with you and Bear and the others that keep the Torah. That's all. I don't know a lot about it. Hadn't delved into it, but
Leviticus 11.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know what it says, but everybody is not on that same page. So I don't hold it against anybody. I just like to fish. It's a big thing about that. Plus, it's a really good skill. It's a good skill in all this that we're doing. So many things that you think about what you can make out of a fish hook and what you can do with a fish hook, from making a frog gig or a small spear to spearfish to being able to make a trout line or being able to have gill nets, cast nets, whatever to be able to provide for whoever.
Yep, you can also use fish hooks and a trot line, run across a certain field with little pieces of corn attached to it and catch yourself some turkey. Very illegal to do, though.
Yeah, you can catch you some federal time on that one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, but in a emergency survival without rule of law type of situation, if you're starving, I'm catching me some turkey.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I fully agree. I say many a time when people ask me, you can have your Black Friday sales and you watch those people when they're fighting over a TV or Christmas in a Walmart parking lot and they're fighting over a parking place. Imagine what they're going to do when their child's hungry. There's nothing I won't do for my child.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yep, that is one scenario that constantly runs through my head.
It's amazing
what all these people are going to do when the food runs out. And I say when because it's bound to happen sooner or later.
Well, I was talking today with the good old Vester, my superhero buddy there. He made a good point that we're generally a year behind in the U.S. So we're about at that mark right now. When we had the run on food last year, when the thing happened, so we know that China's been buying all the corn that they can buy. It's went up over, what was it? Golly, 800%. There was some large percentage that China, I've forgotten. I hate to put anything false out there. But it was a real large number. I know that on the stock market that anything to do with bulk shipping, all the shipping containers, that kind of thing, all the stock's going up on it because they're shipping so much more stuff overseas. And every state that we have near and around and everybody hears of has been stacking it to the rafters like most everybody that we know should be or is doing.
Yeah, I don't put much stock into corn, and I don't really stock a lot of corn because it just doesn't have the nutritional value per the space and the weight it takes up. So I just don't see it.
That was just the first thing off the top of my head.
Yeah, they're also
I understand the rice. Well, that's even that's going along with rice and beans and all the staples that we have. Even going into seeds, that's something I've been doing lately, is trying to gather up, make sure what I have planned for a garden that I have bought extra for long term, making sure that only heirloom type seeds and whatnot. I didn't know zucchini was as prevalent and as popular as what it was. It's been sold out of many places. So you kind of have to catch that when it comes in. It's almost as bad as ammo.
I do like zucchini. I like it fried. I like it, not steamed. I like it grilled zucchini.
Oh yeah, I really like it grilled myself.
Yeah, and you make me hungry. Let's see. So, what made you start prepping?
I've always been, I guess, the Boy Scout type at heart. Always going and building the shelters and stuff. I grew up in the country doing that kind of thing. But in 2011, when we had all the tornadoes in the South, the ones that wiped out parts of North Alabama, the ones that hit Tuscaloosa, and the ones that hit Phil Campbell, Alabama. I did some relief work. I got to see firsthand when a tornado hits, it looks like a bomb explodes and just obliterates everything.
Oh yeah, I've seen it myself.
Too well, you would in Indiana, I know. But being 2 hours away from, say, ground zero, so to speak, there were no rice, no canned foods, no beans. And I was working with another friend of mine, and we gathered up a lot of meat, had a great big grill smoker. And we went to one of the areas and started cooking meals for people, and had a lady come up, and she got completely irate to the point that she had to be restrained because she couldn't get some ribs to eat. We cooked ribs and they were all gone, and she was just completely stressed out at the end of her rope. And I guess that one thing that would have been her comfort food was gone, and she couldn't get it, and she just lost it. And my daughter at the time was 14, and I knew right then that from that point on, I was the only one that she had to take care of her, or the main one to take care of her. And I was going to make sure that that was done. And that, really opened that wormhole, or whatever you want to call it, to
rabbit hole.
Yeah, there you go, rabbit hole. And I completely fell into it with all the things going on in the world, from going back and studying the grassy knoll to just all manner of things. And when you really get deep into it, and not to sound like I need to be wearing a tinfoil hat, things don't add up. They really don't. So I have to, for my own peace of mind, know that me and mine and people that I know and care about are taken care of.
Oh yeah. I'm the same way. I have to know that for my kids, whether I'm here or not, that they're going to be okay and have the knowledge, the skills, and the supplies that they need. So, yeah,
that's exactly
one
right.
of those things. One of those things that, most preppers, or I'm not going to say most preppers, a lot of preppers, not enough preppers, study the Great Depression. Not enough. I mean,
no.
Study it to see what happened, what caused it, and how life was like during it. And I think it's a very good thing that all preppers should be studying, because it's bound to happen again. From a mathematical, scientific, or biblical standpoint, it's going to happen again.
It's always going to be some type of reset. It's inevitable. The world's it always, for lack of a better term, I guess, becomes top heavy. And God's going to take care of resetting to a point that it's stable. And when it's no longer like you and everybody else, when it comes that time that he's coming back, that's not going to be another reset. But these resets that go on are just a wake-up call saying, it's time. You need to look at what you're doing. But there's just so many people that don't pay attention to what's right in front of them. They just think everything is just automatically going to reproduce or just magically show up on the grocery store shelves.
Yeah.
It's just not that way.
People have lost touch where food actually comes from. I mean, in the early parts of the 1900s, people still had the skills to produce their own food. Everybody did it. You can look at, World War II and what do they call that? They had a garden. They had a
victory garden.
Victory garden. That's what it was. Yeah, I forget the name.
They wanted everybody to have one. They wanted everybody to have chickens.
Yeah.
And now it got so bad in California and other places. You need to get John to get you a chair.
Did you hear that, John?
California and other places, people were trying to grow gardens in their front yards, and they were actually fining them at one time for that. If everybody just looked at their house and took in how much area they had in the yard and how much they could grow, they could be sustaining on what they have in just area of yard.
Yep.
If it's not enough to go, with the horizontal, go vertical. And, you got plenty. The height is unlimited unless you've got under some kind of tree or power line or, it's amazing what you can do if you want to.
About is the ability to build raised beds on their roof. It's very well possible on most roofs.
It's very simple to get hot water off your roof.
Exactly.
By using PVC pipe and letting water run through it and heat up. That's the things that I like to think of to try to you can make life easier with just simple little hacks, I guess. It just takes a little bit of brain power. Just doesn't take a whole lot of skill, but you just got to work the problem. There's no problem that can't be fixed. You just got to work it.
And books. More people need books. Books with information, because you can't think of everything. You can't hold all the knowledge in your head, but
no, you cannot.
So, and speaking of books, that reminds me, I want to give a mail call to Papa Prepper, who sent me this. Papa Prepper sent me this. This is awesome. Thank you, Papa Prepper. That's a very good gift. And Gray Man Prepping sent me this. Cafe Bustelo, Colombian or Cuban coffee in a brick. It's vacuum packed Cuban coffee. And man, it's like solid. I've never felt ground coffee so solid. I don't know if I want to open it or just use it as a prep and put it in long-term storage. I'm not sure what I should do with it.
You could put it in a sock.
Yeah.
Make a good weapon.
That's not a bad idea. I wonder what Arkansas living is. I need to borrow
rock in a sock, You got a brick in a bag there.
Yeah. It is solid if you've got it going. I don't know. I hit somebody with this thing one time. It's probably just going to bust open. So it'd be
maybe the only time you need it.
Yeah, that could be very true. We got about 30 minutes left because I do know there's a couple live streams coming up at 9. One of them I want to attend myself. Angry Pepper, I believe, is going to have a special guest that everybody's going to enjoy. That'll be interesting. And yeah, you'll just have to go over and check it out. I'm not spilling the beans. That coffee is tasty, I'm told. I've never had it. They do sell it in my local grocery stores, but I've never had it. I do have a giant bag of Double Dead coffee. I don't know where I left it, but it's around here. Oh, there it is.
I've only drank coffee one time.
One time? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's stunning my growth.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's how you only ended up 6'4", right?
That's it.
Yeah, you'd have been about 7'4" if you hadn't drank that coffee.
That's quite possible.
Yeah, that's why my chair sinks. I have too much coffee. I've spilled coffee on it before, and yeah, it just started sinking.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You and John got something going on in chairs.
He's got a nice new chair. I'm jealous. I need a new chair. Northern Girl Hobbies is in the house. Northern Girl Hobbies likes to fish and not catch anything, from what Hutch Homestead says.
Hey, a good day fishing is better than any day at work. Or a bad day fishing, rather.
We the People Prepping. He is the reason that I am addicted to Double Dead coffee. He's like a coffee peddler. He'll get you hooked and then send you his Amazon link. No, I'm kidding. But he will get you hooked.
I'll have to check that out for my daughter. She's a coffee drinker.
Does she like strong, dark coffee?
Well, she's a nurse, you tell me.
Okay, so get her some Double Dead coffee. She's going to love it. Best coffee ever. Now, Death Wish coffee claims to be the strongest, but it's not. Double Dead is stronger. I guarantee it. Gray Man's in the house. Did you know Gray Man has merch? Have you heard that?
I don't keep up with it that much.
You really haven't heard that Gray Man has merch? That's Gray Man. I found one. There's one. Apparently, everybody's heard it.
I do have him subscribed to.
Yeah. So how are you doing on your food preps? Do you have at least a year's supply or close to it?
Close to it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be in a part of the country where my food will walk up in the front yard. So that's happened a few times this year. But I have, and that's one of those things that unfortunately I do keep kind of close to the vest. I don't to leave that out there for everybody as to what's where or how much I do have.
Yep. I never quite go over exactly what I have either.
That's just a personal thing. I worry, there's so many different versions. People say coyotes, people say wolves, and just so on and so forth. But it goes back to just like we were saying, when they get hungry, there's absolutely no telling what they will do.
Well, I can tell you from the Great Depression aspect that all the food that walks into your front yard probably won't be there anymore.
Well, just kind of that's a good possibility.
Oh yeah.
But the majority of them don't know how to go and get it.
Well, anybody with a pistol on their hip will wound it enough that it won't be usable by the time you find it. I mean, because they will.
That is a distinct possibility.
That's probably how we're going to lose most of the wildlife when it comes down to a depression type of thing. People are just going to take whatever they have and try to, hurt something to kill it or stop it or whatever, and miss or wound it, and it's going to wander off, and nobody will find it. And yeah.
Well, that there entails one useful thing to have a boat. On most of your rivers, you do have islands that if you put pressure on a game animal, they're going to go to get away from the pressure. Most people don't know that. Most people not going to think, oh, I can go to this island and then, there'll be game there. Small game, rabbits, squirrels, stuff like that. Yeah. I do understand that. That's not a safety net for me by any means. It's just, I know that I have that ability. And game animals will go nocturnal if they get too much pressure.
Yeah.
Again, people don't know that. I'm not relying in my preps on having game, because you're absolutely right. It won't be there.
Oh yeah.
It'll be, what is there will be gone. Just like during the Civil War, they didn't find, the game was everywhere else. And then you were talking about the Great Depression. Something you don't see when you look on YouTube or whatever, the history of it, is how many people were living in Central Park during the Great Depression, how many built. They called them Hoover villages or Hoover towns.
Yeah.
The people that took scrap and built. Nobody really understands, even to the fact of when we tell people, just cut the main breaker off in your house for a week and see how you make it. That's not even close to what could be.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, and if you really study the history of it, it's something we talk about quite often, but most people just don't imagine the reality of that situation. And even having, a bunch of preps in your house, it won't last forever. It just won't.
Nope.
How to ration your food and not eat as many calories as you normally would eat. Learn to sit around and not do anything if you have to preserve your calories, to not, kill yourself, essentially. People don't understand the reality of the situation.
Well, that's where I get a lot from watching a lot of these survival shows. They put out a lot of good things, like, the ones in Alaska, and then when Alone first came out, the very first couple of Alones were really on the money.
Oh yeah.
And then the last of them, it got a little more, I guess, commercial.
Yeah, what I don't like about Alone is the last couple of seasons. It seems like all the contestants on it, their goal is just to outlast the other person by getting as big as they can before they go on the show by eating too much and becoming overweight just so they can play the weight game. And that's really all it's become now. And the first couple of seasons were not like that. It was, can you actually survive? And people
Yeah,
that
that's the reason I
play
like
the weight
Alan
game, they
Kay.
don't survive.
Yeah, I liked Alan Kay a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
He, and that's more. I stopped watching it after about the third season when the fellow realized there was bears in the woods. So I didn't know.
I remember that guy. He just left the first day he was there. He found out that he seen bear poop, and he's like, "All right, I'm out of here."
Yeah, he heard a stick snap and bear scat, and he was gone.
Yep.
What you gonna, that's. But unfortunately, in our situation right now with some people, and I may get some hate on this one, but so many people think it's just easy. They don't realize, they talk about the bugging out or the going or whatever. Well, once you get away from town and you bugged out, you've got coyotes and I'm speaking in the South. We don't have many bears, but we've got coyotes and that kind of thing. And if you're not comfortable with your surroundings about that kind of stuff, you're not going to be able to do it. You think you're stressed now, prepping, worried about being out there and something coming up and getting you. I mean,
oh yeah, especially when you're stressed, because when a person is stressed, they're putting out more scent for one thing.
Exactly.
And it's a scent of a panicked animal to predators. And a lot of people just don't know that. They don't have that kind of knowledge or information. So
they will make those movements.
Keep calm and try not to be overly stressed and panicked when you're in a situation like that. It's combat basics. Don't stress yourself out. You have to stay calm and focus. You have to. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. That's
exactly. It kicks you, just like we were saying, kicks your body into overdrive, and you start burning a lot of energy, and you're not even moving.
Yep.
So
just being on high alert, too long can diminish your mindset. It can diminish your senses. Just you have to be able to relax, rest. And, this is why we have groups. This is why we put together mags. And not one person can do this alone. A lot of people talk about the lone wolf aspect. That doesn't work. It's been proven not to work throughout forever.
No, I mean, you had the mountain men back in the day that they did it, but once a year they had to go and find help. They didn't just stay alone. They had to, went in, I guess, the rendezvous or whatever. They had to go to the forts or whatever and resupply once a year at least. So
to the trading posts and
sell
the furs.
It's no way to do it. I know we have all the people that, you and I both follow Bear Nation. I really like his concept. The thing that I get out of that, and along with my YouTube channel, is having that sense of family or community or whatever, where everybody is helping everybody else. That way you're never alone. You're never stressing, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. Well, you got this person or that person or both those people to help you.
Exactly.
And it's never you're pulling the load by yourself. Many hands make for light work. So it makes a big difference. Not only in the physical aspect of it, but the emotional, mental, and all the way around. When you have people to help you, it's a big thing.
Oh yeah, take a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety out of you if you have people around you that you trust to help you. I mean, it really does go a long way.
Yes, it does, and then you don't fear for your family and things. That's one thing that I feel like's wrong with the world today is you can't trust to let your children go and be around anybody when it used to take a village to raise a child. now everybody's trying to push their child off on somebody else, and not let it be you help take care of theirs and they help take care of yours. It's okay. Well, you take care of all of them, and I'm going to go do my thing.
Yep.
And that's something that is that's happened. I mean, we could sit here and say, we could fix the world just sitting here, but it's not going to happen. We've got to do what we can do for the people that we know and the people that want to learn. And I, by no means, can claim to know it all. I just enjoy sharing what I do know. And if I don't know it and somebody asks me, then I'll try to find out.
Yeah. There's always Google. Google knows it all, right? That's one of the biggest problems in the world right now is Google.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that and probably somebody's ex-wife. So, I'm not gonna go there.
About anybody's ex-wife.
They usually know everything.
Do they really?
Yeah, at least the one I had.
Yeah. Did. Had an answer for everything kind of person, was she?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is she a prepper?
No.
Then she doesn't have the answer for everything.
That's right. That's one just better left alone.
All right, we won't go there. Do you have a bug out bag?
I do. I have a couple. I actually, when I was working, carried one with me every day at work, a smaller one, more or less a get-home bag. And then I've got a bigger bag, but just like everybody, it's time to look at it and revamp and redo. And through the years have learned other ways to do things and not have to have so much.
The more you know, the less you carry. Without
doubt. And, that you'd asked about the aspect of me being in this chair. I need to know more, because trying to get around in a wheelchair, if something was to happen, is not going to be easy.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully that's not going to be much longer. About to get to a point to get on crutches. So I'll be a lot better then. I can do some more of my projects. Back the other week when you made the water filter, I'd ordered all my stuff to do a water filter. I hadn't succeeded in putting that together. I even borrowed your idea of using the gamma lid for the top lid, which was, until you said it, that never dawned on me. So that was something I passed along in making a water filter.
Refill. I'm glad I threw that gamma lid on there.
Yeah, that was a really good idea. It made a lot of sense. A lot less chance of spillage trying to pry that top off.
Yeah.
Just all the time opening, and the gamma lid should help keep trash out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's one of the things that I've got to. My focus has been like the freedom seeds here lately.
Have you been able to find it?
Yeah, I'm still able to run up on now and again. I actually back in, what was it, 2012 or 13, I'm actually a member of a couple of different mags, but at that time we didn't call them mags. One was an enthusiast group, and that we do a lot with that kind of stuff. And then I've got another one that was a friend of mine when I was in law enforcement, and actually a couple of friends, both of them in the military. And it's a community response team that was put together for weather situations or whatever might happen, to be able to respond to help people in the community, with the basis of more like on elderly, single parent households, if they had a tree come down or they don't have the ability to do something or whatever, to be able to help those kind of people.
Sounds like a good group.
Yeah, it is. It is a good group. That's one reason I'm trying to push and get better, because I miss it. I miss being able to help people. I'm very seldom asked for help for anything that I'm doing, but I'm always willing to help somebody else. I really enjoy it. I get satisfaction out of it. You don't have to get paid for everything you do.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes just a thank you and a smile from somebody that that you do it for is worth more than any amount of money. So that's just yeah, a lot of people do. I've gathered that about most all the prepping community that I've come across. That's just the way, I guess, the way I was brought up. My parents had a restaurant, and they would never let anybody be turned away hungry. It didn't matter if they paid or not. If they came in, they were going to feed them. They never let them go. They wouldn't give them money, but they'd feed them.
Yep. So that's the way to do it.
Always, just that mindset's always been with me. My father would go and do stuff, and I didn't understand it at a young age, and use his tractor and do things. And, you're taking time away to do this, and or they do something else, and they had money for that, but they didn't have money to take care of what you were doing for them. And he said, it doesn't matter. He said, I'm doing this for me more than I'm doing it for them. So that got instilled in me at a young age. It doesn't matter what everybody else does about it or what they're doing. When you do something for them, do it for you, because you're getting satisfaction of helping.
Yep. So many people are just only out for themselves nowadays, and that's all they think about. That's all they care about. I mean, there's even people that have children, small children, and all they think about is themselves. They maybe give the scraps to the kids type of people. One way to look at it, but
yeah, unfortunately, that's we hear those horror stories about the foster kids. They get all that money, and then they do they eat real well, and the kids eat peanut butter. Just that kind of thing. But that's one reason, and I'm not going back to Bear. I'm not boosting Bear up, trying to, but he has a good thing with Grindstone Ministries and all with what he's doing. And one day I hope to be able to help him be part of that on a physical level, through my experience in law enforcement and fugitive recovery and other things. So that's something that's real close to me. That was one of the big things I did in law enforcement, was a lot of domestic issues because of my size.
Yeah, see a lot of bad things.
Yeah, I did. It was pretty rough. I'm sure you have. Most adults have. It's a rough thing, but in that situation, one person can make a difference, and that one person can turn a kid completely around. You just got to be open to it.
Yep. A lot of people they don't care. They only see what's right around their face. And usually what's right around their face looks just like this.
Unfortunately, I can be accused of that too. I like my phone, but I'm usually doing something I think is constructive, but maybe destructive. I have no clue. Yeah. But everybody can do it if they just will. My previous job, I would have little kids that I did pest control up until I got down. And that was one of the highlights of my day, to go to a house and they have little kids, and some of those little kids, be little toddlers, 3 years old, whatever. And even as rough and as grumpy as I look, some of those little kids, they always loved me, and they were glad to see me. And I could ask when I get ready to leave, you want to go with me? I had a couple. They were ready to get in that truck and go with me, you know. So
yeah,
you just you learn to enjoy what little things go on. We've gotten kind of off the rails of prepping, but I hope everybody sees that you know, there is a personal side to everybody, that everything doesn't have to be hardcore. If you can't find out that somebody's a good person, how are you going to trust what they tell you?
Exactly.
You know, because they could be telling you anything.
And there's so many channels that will just tell you anything just to get a view.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. And I know you're not that way. That's why, you know, I like your channel. I've never been that way, never will be that way. Like I say, if I get up there and have the subs, it's great. But if I don't, it just wasn't meant to be. You know, I enjoy interacting with people. I consider everybody a new friend. If my bulldog doesn't claw my arm off, she is telling me it's past her bedtime.
Uh-oh. We keeping her up too late?
Yeah, she likes to go to bed about 7:30 Central Time. My little Boston Terrier, she's not quite a year old yet, and she has a certain time that, and then if I'm not paying her that attention, she makes sure that I have to see, make sure that I know she's there.
Just like a little kid, right?
She's worse than that.
Worse than
and
that?
she is spoiled worse than a kid.
Uh-oh. Well, we got about 5 minutes left. Angry Prepper's coming up next. I believe he has a special guest on. So any last things you'd like to say, channels you'd like to call out?
No, other than yours and Barry, Angry Prepper, I don't have any channels, but do this. Go and look for the uncommon channels. Just search it. Try to do stuff for these little guys. We all have something to share. Oh, yeah. And if nothing else, you make a new friend out of them. And if anybody has a question for me, feel free to get on my channel and ask me. You know, I don't mind answering a question. If I don't know it, then I'll try to find it out. You hear all that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hear it.
She's giving my chair a fit. She is clawing. She gets serious.
Get her up in your lap and make her a star.
Yeah, she won't get in my lap.
Oh, no.
She don't. She's if you know anything about Boston Terriers, well, they're a little dog, and lots of them are really, really hyper. The two that I have are not that hyper, but she is very determined when she starts that she gets the attention that she's wanting, or she gets to do what she's wanting to do. Yeah. So like right now, she's got a hold to my shirt sleeve, pulling me. You know, she's telling me it's time to go to bed.
I can hear that. That's funny.
Oh, she gets awful.
I remember having
snores. They snore. They are worse than any man ever thought about when they start snoring.
Really?
Yes, they are.
That's fun.
I wouldn't know what to do without them. They bring a lot of happiness. They're a lot of fun when they get started.
Yeah.
They can be quite a clown.
Yeah, so can I some days.
Oh, now you're not that bad.
No, not quite that bad.
Well, look, I appreciate the opportunity to come on here. I know you want to get over there, Angry Prepper. I'll see you over there. I'll go over and check him out. Maybe everybody will do this, and maybe we'll get where we can. You were doing good doing these, and maybe can do some more follow streams, and then go and just basically go and bombard a new channel or a smaller channel, and talk to somebody and let them get some views and get their opinion on stuff and help everybody out that's, you know, just trying to do their part on YouTube and fight this algorithm and keep from being put down so bad.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have some new videos up soon? Yeah,
I'm gonna get some stuff going. Like I told you earlier, I've been trying to get a place fixed or an area to do it instead of right here where I'm at in my living room. More geared toward what I'm doing and have the ability to show what I'm doing. I got a tripod ordered and stuff where I can actually back up and do work instead of trying to do it off the laptop or on my phone. That way, a lot of times people want to see how you're doing something so they know they can do it.
I have one of these, and I just do this with my phone. And it's a tripod. It's a selfie stick. I mean, it'll go. Yeah.
Well, yours must be better than mine because if you got a case on your phone, mine doesn't fit the case on my phone. I've got life proof, and it doesn't really want to work real well. So I don't know. Maybe I got one that wasn't quite big enough. But I've got a lot of stuff in the works.
Yeah, I had to take the case off of it once, but yeah.
I say life proof. Yeah, I've got an OtterBox on mine too. Is what it is.
Yeah,
it's just so thick. But I've got probably fixing to put in. I used to have chickens. I've been in this place for about a year now. Bought this place. It's time to start trying to get a chicken coop built. Possibly thinking about putting in a cattle panel hoop greenhouse. So if I do that, there are definitely videos on that. If anybody's interested in the fishing stuff, that's under Size Matters Catfishing. That's that channel.
Catfishing.
Yep.
I'll have to check that out.
But so, it's just, I'm going to do more videos. If people have suggestions on videos or something some people don't want to get on YouTube. If they have suggestions, they got something they would like to see done, they can feel free to send me a message. And if I can do it, I'll do it. I'll put my spin on it.
Awesome.
So many of the things, the prepper challenges that's went on, you think about an easy rocket stove as and I know we're getting short on time, but the charcoal starter little tin stove that you can pick up. So, that's an easy little deal to make you a rocket stove out of. So
there's a helicopter hovering over the neighborhood.
They're looking for you. Run.
Yeah, probably.
Run.
Well, I can't run. I'm live. I'd have to pick up the camera, switch the live.
Well, I mean, at least we get. Hey, it'll be better than cops.
Yeah, probably.
We get some live action going here.
That'd be fun.
Be like Fugitive or something.
It'd be fun until they catch me. Then it wouldn't be fun.
Well, it wouldn't be fun for you, but everybody else watching might like it.
Well, just tell the officer, can you hold the camera, keep it pointed at me while you're arresting?
Well, I mean, it probably has been done before. I've seen several of them on YouTube that they're going off on law enforcement about you did this and you did that. All I can say is bless them, because if they would have done that in the South, they would not have fared well with the sheriff's department. It was out there to protect and serve, but there is a point that it comes down to protect and serve. It's not take my abuse and everything else. The thing is, everybody doesn't want to see a cop until they need them, and then when they need them, you were there too late.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
that's just one of the things.
What's the saying? When seconds matter, the police are only minutes away. So that's the saying.
Unfortunately, but I don't dial 911. So
neither do I. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here.
Thanks for having me on, Grim.
Thanks for being here.
I appreciate it.
Grumpy Prepper's link in the description. It's been floating around in chat. Let's go over and give him a gremlin flood, because we need a flood of gremlins over there. Just, say the most ridiculous gremlin type things on his channel for the next several days. I would appreciate it. Consider it a personal favor to Grim.
Yeah, I appreciate it too.
So thank you, Grumpy. We'll have to do this again and talk about prepping more next time.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. All right. I'm clicking the button, guys. Thanks for being here. See you next time.